And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Good Cop, Bad Cop is a game that I really enjoyed the first time I played it and had a lot of fun as you're trying to figure out who's on your team. It's kind of like a game of resistance, but in a little bit more of a fun way, I think, or easygoing way, I think is the best way to say that. The first expansion for Good Cop, Bad Cop, I found kind of ho-hum. I didn't feel like it added a lot to the game. They assured me that the second one was better than the first. That is Good Cop, Bad Cop, Undercover. Good Cop, Bad Cop, Undercover is essentially, it gives each player a special ability. Now, when that happens, my eyes are like, woohoo! And little, you see the exclamation point over my head because I love special abilities in a game. I'm very excited to see this one. It also has more equipment cards. I mean, come on. A box full of equipment I would buy for this game because equipment's the fun thing about it. Anyhow, let's take a look. At the beginning of the game, each player is going to get a cover card. They're going to pick one side of that cover card to use, and they're going to place it on top of one of their integrity cards. The integrity card underneath the cover cannot be checked, but if someone checks another one of your integrity cards, then you move the cover to that one. If all your integrity cards are face up at any point, then your cover is blown and you no longer have it. Now, each cover card has a passive side and an active side. The passive side is something that's always in effect. Basically, this one here says when you take the investigate action, you can investigate 2 people. Here, the active side, it becomes a new action that you can take. So here, choose a player. That person has to turn one of their face down integrity cards face up. Let's look at a few other ones so you can see some of the people in here. This guy at the beginning of his turns, he can take one of his face up cards and turn it face down. Or he can exchange one of his integrity cards for a face up honest or crooked card held by another player. When taking the arm action, you do not have to reveal an integrity card or choose someone else. They pick up a gun if one is available. They are not required to reveal an integrity card. When a player is eliminated, you can choose to exchange one of your cards with them. That's the passive. The active, choose another player. That player chooses one of their integrity cards and turns it face up if it was face down. You then choose one of your integrity cards to exchange for the one they chose. So some of these are more complex than others. Some are pretty simple. When you take the arm action, you may take the gun from another player. I like that. Or you can just choose a player holding a gun and aiming at a player other than you. They must aim their gun at a new target. So bodyguard, that's a cool thing. So there's a lot of these different in here. And there are different cards that might let you get another one into play. But usually you're going to just have one in play. And so that's a cool addition to the game. The game then also comes with a bunch of new equipment here. The security wand, which lets you investigate another player. And then you can turn one of your face-up cards face down. Place this up in front of someone else. They can't be investigated. Put this in front of someone. They can do 2 investigations per turn. This was probably my favorite one. Everyone holding a gun drops them, a concussion grenade. There's a lot of cards that have to do with people after they've been shot. Here, someone's eliminated, comes back. They can just basically use equipment. This one, you basically blocks the first shot. The thumbprint scanner, when someone else is shot, you can look at their cards and exchange one of yours for them. Here you can remove a wounded token that has been given to a player, so keep your boss alive a little bit longer. Use when if the shot's not going to end the game, you can pick somebody else to be shot along with you. Another card I like a lot. You can threaten people that you have it too. So there's just more equipment card is always a better thing to have in the game. And that's pretty much it. There's a new lead investigator card that tells you that you can now use the cover action if you have taken that type of thing. There's a small sheet of rules, and it also comes with a bag that holds everything, which I kind of laughed at when I opened up the box, and then I found myself using it, so there you go. So that's basically it. It's not a very complex expansion. It just adds a bunch of cover cards, which, by the way, are nice and cardboard, and it adds more equipment. I'm happy with both those things. The bag is a nice touch and all, but I'm happy with the equipment cards and this, and that's what I'm looking for in expansion. I don't want to make this game too complex. The Bombers and Traders thing added a bunch of complexity that I didn't think the game needed. This just adds the cover. The cover's not that complex. It just gives each player a special ability. And, I mean, they have the active and passive side. Essentially, the passive side means it enhances another action. Like this guy here, the looter. When you take the equip action, instead of drawing from the top of the deck, you can take the equipment card that was last used. That's pretty good. Someone uses an equipment card, I can take it. Or I can take the equip action but draw 2 equipment cards. Oh, I like that one better. So which one of those do I want to do? So that's fun. The covering the card that people can't see also adds a little bit of strategy to the game. Not that big of a deal, but it also adds the theme, right? I'm undercover. So I really like these. I also like the new equipment cards. Not every equipment card is going to make it into the games now. So you're never sure. I like the one that will bring someone back from the dead, but all they can do is equipment cards. I love to make everyone drop their guns. Equipment cards is what really makes good cop, bad cop shine, because when someone plays something and just makes a wild thing happen, that's where I think the game is best. And so having more of those in the mix is a good thing. So while I hardly ever play with bombers and traders, I don't think it's that big of a deal to add to the game. This one I will. This is one that I will play with, and I will even play with people who've never played before because it doesn't add that much complexity. Easy enough to add. So that is Good Cop, Bad Cop, Undercover. Dice Tower Judgment, excellent!
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.
Shut the door.
Yeah?